Or what's Rachel Reeves going to do about this £40 billion black hole? Probably more taxes, probably VAT on more stuff, probably going after your pensions, and if you're a business, you're going to get hit right between the legs. And you know, when you think that the government haven't got a grasp of reality and they're not in touch with the real world, one thing they've put on the table is putting VAT on private healthcare, and it's another policy from a jealous position, because all that's going to happen is the people who can't afford it aren't going to pay it, and the people who can afford it, which is the elite and the rich, are going to pay it. And you think, have they not learnt the lesson from private education? It's the exact same thing they did with that they're on about doing to the private healthcare. Private education has had 20% VAT applied to it. It was supposed to generate £1.5 billion. It's actually going to cost the government £650 million a year, and that comes from the Treasury. And you've also got to think that all them kids are taken out of a system that's already under massive pressure. And the same thing is going to happen with the NHS. You've got people who are willing to pay the taxes and pay into the NHS, but also pay to get fixed and get seen to and get the bloods done and MRIs, and all the expenditure that the NHS would normally be funding is paid for by the individual over here. But let's tax them a bit more. All right, well, I'll just go back to the NHS and get it all done for free. Why am I paying over here and paying through the nose, and then you're going to put 20% on it as well? I understand the argument that it's a business and it should be taxed in every other business and yada, yada, yada. But let's actually look at the overall bigger picture and not just the greedy grab that the government do all the time. If they're taking a burden off the NHS or a burden off the education system and they're paying for the luxury to do that, why would you discourage it? Why would you punish that person? It makes absolutely zero sense. If anything, they should start subsidising private healthcare. They should start subsidising private education, because that's how you take the load off the state system and the NHS. Somebody is already doing that, taking the burden off the NHS and off private education, and they're paying for it, and they're paying into a system which is paying people's wages, which is paying suppliers, which is paying even like energy companies, insurance companies, and all the ecosystem that goes into the business itself. They are generating money for the government, and then you're going to take another 20% off them. Absolutely barbaric, to be honest. And all that's going to happen, state education is going to get smashed to bits, as it already has, and the NHS is going to have more pressure put on it than it already has. What kind of policy is that?